Ahluwalia are going to be online for answering your immigration question. If you have any question, please do call 972-235-5555. 972-235-5555.
Welcome to your weekly community service show, Your Business Matters with Pallavi Ahluwalia of Ahluwalia Law Offices. Tune into their show between 10:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. every Wednesday on 104.9 FM and ask her all your legal questions. Ms. Ahluwalia owns and operates Ahluwalia Law Offices PC. She received her law degree in 1996 from Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas, and also has a graduate degree in English Literature and Master of Philosophy in English Literature from the University of Punjab, Chandigarh in India. Ms. Ahluwalia is also a certified mediator and has served as an appointed mediator for Collin County Courts. In addition to regularly volunteering at legal aid clinics hosted by the Legal Aid of Northwest Texas, Ms. Ahluwalia serves as a legal advisor to Chetna, a non-profit organization working on issues related to domestic violence. She also spearheaded and participated in the inaugural annual legal aid clinic that was held to benefit the underprivileged South Asian community. Ms. Ahluwalia also served on the North American South Asian Bar Association's Executive Committee and is the founding president of the South Asian Bar Association of Dallas. Her speaking engagements have included being the speaker at the National South Asian Bar Association's annual conference, speaking at the conference held by the Texas chapter of the American Immigration Lawyers Association, and a presenter to the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce activities. She has been featured in Texas Lawyer magazine for an article on law firm ethics. Ms. Ahluwalia speaks English, Hindi, Urdu, and Spanish. Her office handles cases involving immigration and naturalization law, family law, business law, contract law, and civil litigation. She can be contacted directly at 972-361-0606 or pallavi@yourdesilawyer.com.
That's right. You can call Pallavi at her office, and also, but she's with us right now. So let's welcome her. Good morning, Pallavi ji.
Good morning. How are you, Indo?
I'm good.
Very, very happy Wednesday morning to you. We're here. I know Mrs. out, and you're gracefully subbing in for her to host me. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
All right. And I look forward to answering questions that people have for me.
Okay, so we already got somebody calling. Let's take who is with us now. Hey, good morning. You're live on the air. So do you have a question for Miss Pallavi?
No, I just need a phone number to one of the person. Can you provide me that?
Can you please call me later? At the moment, we are taking calls from Miss Pallavi. Thank you so much for your call. Thank you. Sorry, Pallavi. So before we get another call, is there any update you want to give it to us on this world of immigration?
So we constantly do post updates as well on our website, and it's ahluwalialaw.com. And since Ahluwalia Law is a little hard to spell for a lot of people with the spellings of Ahluwalia, you can also go to yourdesilawyer.com and you will find us. And just go through, you should find weekly updates there. And there is a question that I do get a lot, and that's the one that I thought that, and that's also on the air. I do get a lot of questions here on the radio. And this is for people who are permanent residents that want to travel internationally. And there's a lot of confusion as to how long people can stay out and what's going on. And of late, we had seen CBP become a little harsh with parents that were traveling that used to come into the country with a green card for 2-3 months and then leave the country. We've heard on the airways that a set of parents were asked to give up their green card at the port of entry, especially. I think this incident is from Abu Dhabi, that we heard CBP did that. So I want you to be aware that you have a right not to give up your green card and you have to question it. Also, if you've been out for a little while, make sure that you bring your connections back to the U.S. with you. Say, for example, you went out and inadvertently ended up staying over 6 months. Just be aware that you may be asked some questions. Now, another thing that we see that people face, say you have a green card or you have a re-entry permit, you go abroad and you end up losing it. So what happens? So if you do end up losing your green card or your re-entry permit, or it's stolen, destroyed, whatever, when you're there, you may want to fill out a form I-131A, which is an application for a travel document. This is to be presented to the carrier, and that will allow the carrier to allow the person to enter the country without the green card with them. So basically, this is an I-131A that you would take, just in case. This is something just to file away in the back of your head. We hope you don't lose your documents when you're traveling abroad, but if that were to be the case, this is one option for you.
Okay.
And we want you to be aware of that.
Okay, thank you. Let's see who's with us now and see. Good morning. You're live on the air. Your question for Miss Palvi, please.
Hi, this is Sandeep, and my question is, my mom is on a visitor visa here, but she'll be completing her 6 months of stay, and I was wanting to understand how does it work if I want to extend it for a couple more months? Is that easy? Is that going to affect her future chances of us coming to US and things like that?
You can extend anytime that you're extending a non-immigrant visa with a strong non-immigrant intent. You have to remember you have to establish 3 things in your application. Okay, and that would be by extra documentation. Her ties back to the home country, which are emotional ties, meaning that she has people abroad that she is going back to, back home to India or Pakistan, wherever she is from. And number 2, the financial strength in the home country. And number 3, the reason for her being here for a longer time. So whether you're doing a change of status to an F1 or you're doing an extension of the B1, this is something that you have to be aware of. Maybe you have an event that's coming up. Maybe you just want mom to be here a bit longer. As long as you can put together an affidavit and argue it correctly, getting this extension done should not be an issue. So all those 3 things have to be hit up on in the affidavit, as well as putting together exhibits that document what we are talking and provide the evidence for that. Say she's leaving in 2 months or 3 months, but her application remains pending. That is not a problem if she were to leave, because that application when she leaves will be abandoned, but she should have proof of that when she enters the country next. So that if they say that she went past her I-94, they know that she had an application that had been pending and not adjudicated when she left the country.
Okay, and what is the typical processing time for that extension? I mean, I just want to extend for a couple months. So, probably leaving in July, I want her to leave like end of August or something, or September, early September, sort of.
So I would say that her response will not be back that quickly. It does take 4 to 5 months, if not longer, to hear back from the government.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Hey, good morning. You're live on the air. Your question for Miss Palvi, please.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for taking my call. My question is not exactly visa related, but some sort of immigration related. So I'm a green card holder, me and my wife, and my son is a U.S. citizen. I was told by one of my friends that if something happens to me and my wife, or we become incapacitated, so the custody of my child goes to the government of United States. And in order to avoid that, I need to get some will done for my parents if I want to hand over the custody of my parents. I just wanted some suggestion on
that does have a step into the area of probate law as well as family law area. I would say that having something in place that protects the child as well as the finances here is important, and it is important to have it in place. The state is not automatically going to come and pick up the child, but if the child is deemed to be abandoned, then they don't know who to hand over the child to. Okay, and then you're going to have an issue in being able to prove who your survivors are. So I would suggest that this be done to safeguard the interest of your child. Now, one thing that I have to also tell you, if you put together a will and you have all of these, you have all of these provisions that are provided for, don't lock it up in a locker. Leave it, leave your will, and tell people where the will is, so that if something were to unfortunately happen to anyone, at least it can be accessed.
Okay. And can a trust be a good option as well in this case? If I make a trust and
trust only covers the finances, but it does not cover. It will cover you financially, and but it will not cover the your child.
Okay, so I will actually call your office, Ms. Alwalia, and I think I would need a detailed suggestion. So maybe I will call later today to get moving on this will as well. Okay.
You're most welcome.
Thank you. That's great. Let me give you Ms. Aluwalia's, the office number is 972-361-0606. Good morning. You live on the air. Your question for Ms. Pallavi, please.
That's great. Yes, hello. This is Manju. And I was calling to find out, I have applied for my sister of I-130, and it was, the priority date is saying September 2004.
You have applied? Yes, go ahead.
And the priority date is September 2004.
All right. So that's your priority date? When you have applied for, or are you talking about the July visa bulletin's priority date?
Well, the one I got, like I received a receipt from them. I applied for my sister. Right. It was in, yes.
Okay. So, and your country of birth is
India.
India?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So right now, the ones that are getting the green cards are September of 2003. 22nd September 2003 are the ones under sibling category that are receiving the green cards. So I'd say a year and a half or so more.
Oh, okay. So it'll be sometimes 2018.
Correct. Yeah, we don't know how quickly it moves, but it doesn't move every month by a month or a week even. So it's a little bit slower than the 1 year. It's actually off by 1 year from the date that you have, but that may not still get you the date in 1 year.
Right, because when I called a few months ago, they said the priority date at the time was 2002, September, and was, 2000 actually 4, there was February when I called 6 months ago. And
well, then it does seem that it is tracking pretty well, but right now it's September 22nd of 2003.
Okay, all right then. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for your call. You are tuned to Your Business Matters with Pallavi Aluwalia from Aluwalia Law Offices. And Pallavi's phone number is 972. Sorry, 997. Let's together. Good morning. You live on the air. You're tuned to Fanisha Radio 104.9 FM. तो देखते हैं कि अब हैं हमारे साथ पल्लवी के. I just lost her. तो देखते हैं कि for Pallavi's office number is 972-361-0606. And you can also contact her on website. That's yourdesilawyer.com. That's yourdesilawyer.com. 972-235-5555 is the studio number. So
Good morning. Can I talk with attorney, please?
just hold on. I'll just take you on air. Just 1 second, please. Hey, good morning. You're live on the air.
Hi, good morning.
Sorry, I'm just having a little technical problem. Just hold on. Let me get Pallavi online, please.
Sure, thank you.
Hello?
Yes, I kept connecting and it's disconnecting every time.
I apologize for that. So let's see who's with us now. Hey, good morning. You're live on the air.
Hi, I have a question for attorney.
Go ahead, sir.
So, if somebody is a British citizen, of course they are naturalized there, is there any separate track for them to be a green card holder here in this country, in US?
No. They do have some different visa options. Those are non-immigrant visas, but there is not an immigrant track that is has any preference if you're from.
Would it be similar to what do you call like a employment-based visa, or is it a family ties?
With Great Britain, US has an E2 investor visa treaty. Treaty trader as well as treaty investor. So there's a treaty that aids people in coming here with E2 so they can come and invest in a business and run a business here. This is different from the EB5 that we talk about, the $500,000 and the 10 US workers or $1 million.
Yeah. So how much is the limit? How much is the limit of a dollar amount in terms of investments?
There is not like a minimum given, but it is looked at from the point of view of the marginality or the success of the business. So, for example, you're going to be running a business that the total investment that's required for that business is $100,000, and you put only, $20,000. It won't work. They would want you to invest a little bit more. Now, but say you have a business that requires an investment of maybe $300,000, and you bring in $80,000 or $90,000. Now that should work. So the ballpark that we suggest is between 70 to 100. That's a good number, depending on the business that you're planning on opening here.
Okay. Thank you so much for your answers.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your call. Good morning. You're live on the air. Your question for Miss Pallavi, please.
Hi, Pallavi. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
Good. Thanks for asking. Pallavi, one quick question. My wife is on H1 and I'm on H4. We both applied for the extension at the same time. So we got the receipt notice. My EAD is going to expire this month, 22nd. Can we work on the receipt notice after the expiration?
When does your age expire, sorry?
H4 expires this month, 22nd.
Okay, so no, I'm talking about your H1. When does that expire? The same time?
Yeah, same time.
Okay, so you have 240 days of employment that's given to you once you have an extension that is pending.
Okay, that means on the receipt notice, we can work on the receipt notice.
Correct. So it's not we, it's you, right? So your spouse, if her H4 is run out and she does not have an EAD, she can't work.
No. My wife is on H1, I'm on H4.
Okay, you're on the H4. So let's go over this. So based on the H1B extension, 240 days of employment is given to you. Okay. And when we come to the H4 spouse, they are allowed to be here till that extension is pending. Now, so for example, you also had a previous, do you have an EAD? And I'm going to give a generic advice. You do have an EAD. Was EAD also extended timely? Was an extension applied for an EAD? So based on the second extension and having the receipt of that under the January 2017 announcement and the law, you can use that to work as well.
Okay. That was my question. You answered my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. You're live on the air. Your question for Miss Pallavi, please.
Yes, hi. My question is, how long it's going to take for fiancé visa if the guy is in USA and the girl is in Pakistan?
So it's taking roughly about 4 months currently. We've had a few cases that got approved within 3 months and had some quick results there. But it also depends. So the first step of this process will take about 3 months. And then it depends on how fast the consulate can process the consular processing aspect, where the fiancé would be going for visa stamping. So if their background checks and all the requirements are met, then within a month or month and a half, even that can clear.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. You live on the air. प्लीज अपने रेडियो की आवाज कम करें. हेलो, आपके रेडियो की आवाज कम करें, फिर आपकी आवाज एको होती है. तो प्लीज, so what's your question for Miss Palvi, please?
I want to ask her about the citizenship. I'm on a green card, and I want to take the citizenship of this country, and I want to know, like, I have been traveling abroad a lot, and does that count, in total of 5 years, will that be subtracted from the tag?
Yes. So in the last 5 years, you need over 2.5 years of physical presence in the United States, and you should not have broken your continuous residence by stepping out of the country for over 180 days at any point in the last 5 years.
What I mean to say is, like, I have stayed over 6 months. I mean, in total, I'm telling about. In total, I have spent around 6 months out of the United States. So, will that 6 months be the?
Yes, it will be deducted as in to find how long you were physically present in the country. Sir, you just mind reducing the volume of your radio at the back, because I'm getting a lot of feedback.
I'm not playing any radio right now.
Okay, all right. I couldn't hear I couldn't hear anything at the back. So here it is. In the last 5 years, if you've been here for over 2.5 years, you're qualified to file for naturalization, as long as you did not have any stays outside the country in one stretch over 180 days. Right? So not a total of 180 days, but say, for example, you leave the country on the first of a month, you have to enter within the 180 days. If that's fine, you are eligible, as long as you can also display good moral character, which means that there has not been any trouble with the law or no matters that are out there.
Actually, yeah, I got it, but my question was, like, one of my friend, he told me, like, if I have stayed like 2 or 3 months, then that will be deducted from the 5-year term that I need to be in the country. So it will be counted as.
Your friend is incorrect. You need to go 5 years from the date of your green card, from the date that you've been a permanent resident since. You count up 5 years, and then you trace your stays in the country. From what you're telling me, just here, what I'm hearing is that you have an aggregate number of months outside from the country. The aggregate number is 6 months, which is just fine in the last 5 years, as long as you were not outside the country for any stretch over 180 days. You're fine.
Okay, so that 3 months will not be deducted or not subtracted from the 5-year time.
Yeah, it's not that deduction. It is that it will not reset you for residency problems, for residency requirements. It's not resetting your residency.
Okay. Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you for your call. Sorry, we are running out of time. We won't be able to take any more call on air. Just to remind you that you were listening to Pallavi Ahluwalia from the law offices. Phone number is 972-361-0606. Pallavi, any last minute information? Thank you so much for your calls, and thank you for tuning into Fun Asia Radio.
In your weekly show, Your Business